the moment it breaks yesterday's high, you could play it to the long side. But look at this, if you play it to the long side up here, you will just give away a lot of reward.
Hi everybody, Simon and Aiman back. Today we are bringing you guys a recap. So instead of our typical trading sim videos, we decided this week to really focus on a recap of a trade that Aiman took today, actually, leading into the open on PFE. So, I wanted to basically ask Aiman a few questions, kind of go through some of the technical analysis components. Maybe Aiman will grace us with a solid explanation on his execution side of things and kind of his thought process behind the trade, and really just help you guys refine some of your stock selection, entry and exit management, as well as once again kind of see the methodology that Aiman and I use for trading some of these key levels and some of these larger time frames. So Aiman, to kind of kick things off, do you want to maybe walk me through what drew your attention to PFE from kind of a weekly, daily, 60 perspective, and really kind of dive deep into the larger time frame overview?
Yeah, of course. So one of the best stocks I've had in my watchlist today was PFE. This is my watchlist from today. I didn't get filled on most of the things. Got filled on PFE and NKLA. NKLA was a loser. If you are a BBT member, you can see that NKLA trade, which I will explain in detail in the trade review session. But just to keep the recap short and to keep it more beneficial for you, I'll go through one trade. The first thing that actually I like on PFE is the weekly chart. You can see that on the weekly chart, we were selling off for approximately 2 or 3 months. Finally found a bottom. Look at this bottom, how clear it is. Previous resistance from May acting as a support. This is the area where it started getting bought back up. Until finally at 1st of November, it had an ignition volume, broke above this small consolidation area and squeezed all the way closer to all-time highs level we have around here. Now, the daily chart, same thing. You could see that we are finally breaking above a consolidation around here, or basically gapping up, and then making a pullback. Now, this is sort of a setup. A, 4th of November. B, the high of 5th of November. C, the $47 level. And D, there it is, 10th of November. We are closing above the highs from the previous week, or from the previous days. Today, I was interested in PFE for a breakout above yesterday's high. Normally, how is this played? This is played somewhere here. The moment it breaks yesterday's high, you could play it to the long side. But look at this. If you play it to the long side up here, you will just give away a lot of reward. And that's approximately 40 cents. It's too much, especially with a bigger share size. Anyway, going to the 60-minute chart, you can find a clear channel. This is the low of the channel, 48.70. This is the high of the channel, 49.20. So you can see that there is a clearly established level around here, 48.71. What did I do? What I did is buying it as close as possible to the clearly defined support with the direction of the weekly chart, with the direction of the daily chart, with the direction of the 60-minute chart. That is my entry point. That is my stop loss. What is my reward? I went for 49.50. That is, first of all, a round number. And second of all, this is my 7R reward. Could I have held longer? I definitely could have had. This is something me and Simon are working on, swinging positions and moving and changing a day trade to a swing trade if all the other time frames are supporting this theory. Hopefully you'll see more recaps from me and Simon on swing trading starting from December or January, when we have covered all the details needed. But basically this is definitely a one which I was supposed to hold on longer to. The ATR $1.25, and the move started from 48.70. That tells us that I could hold on to the trade at least to 49.90. Didn't do that. This is one of the worst things maybe I had done today. I gave away approximately 4 or 5 hours because of that. But overall, this is the trade I've taken, and with all the explanation, and I think it was a good one in terms of the rules we are looking for. Every single criteria that I was looking for was in PFE.
Yeah, and one other thing that I would add that might help some of the traders watching this video, especially when we're looking at this setup, so you can kind of see the difference between, the typical pinpoint setup that Aiman and I run that is usually counter trend or a reversal to moving averages. And this is something that we've been, aiming to experiment and trade more and more frequently. And it's this trend continuation play. So as Aiman said, right, he was looking for a breakout to the long side. There was a confirmation candle on the daily chart. He had the weekly setup and the confirmation on the weekly. But something that can help you with these trend continuation setups is when you see this alignment of, there's a support level that's horizontal, right, at around 48.71 that Aiman is looking at as a key level of support. But that also coincides with the 20 EMA on the 60-minute chart, and to make it even better, the 200 SMA on the 5-minute chart, right? So when you see this combination of, there's a horizontal price level of support, you have confluence with confirmation candles on the larger time frames, right, going into the bullish direction, and you also have, this group of moving average traders that are also, buying at major moving averages. So, Aiman and I traditionally don't focus on any of the smaller time frame moving averages, like, the 9 on the 5 or the 9 on the 1, for example. But we do pay attention to the larger moving averages when you look at, the 200 on the 5 or the 20, 50, and 200 on the 60 as well. So, it might be a good tool that, when you are trading trend continuation, look at the kind of setup of those moving averages. Look at the configuration of them. Is the 9 above the 20, above the 50, above the 200, right? Your typical bullish formation. And then are you able to kind of marry that up with some levels of support or resistance and so on? So I think that's really what I noticed on PFE and kind of stood out for me, that Aiman did a great job entering, not only just in the zone around the support level, but also at those major moving averages on both the 60 and the 5-minute chart.
Yeah. Thank you, Simon. This is actually a great note, and hopefully you guys enjoyed this recap from today. If you did, please make sure to hit the like button, share, subscribe to our channel. We'd really appreciate any comments you give. That only motivates us to do better and to do those more frequently. If you have any questions, also type them in the comment section. Follow us on Twitter. You can see our Twitter handles at the left corner to the bottom. And you can always email me or Simon, Aiman at Beerball Traders, Simon at BeerballTraders.com. Have a great day, everyone. Trade safe and bye.
Awesome. Thanks, guys.